Vanuatu or G. We begin with the headlines. French spy arrested in Mali over alleged coup plot. South Africa defense chief under fire for pro-Iran comments. Faulty door forces British Airways to offload 58 Abuja-London passengers. Away from Africa, Australia-Vanuatu sealed $328 million security and economic pact. Mass food poisonings cast shadow over Indonesia's free school meals program and in business. Foreign capital snubs Nigerian manufacturing and signals industry crisis. In sports, Liverpool opens EPL defense with emotional tribute to late star Diogo Jota. Now the news in full. Mali's military rulers say they have arrested a French national on suspicion of spying as part of an alleged plot to destabilize the country. In a statement broadcast on national TV yesterday, Security Minister General Daoud Al-Mohamedine said Jan Velzilia was working on behalf of the French intelligence service to influence political leaders, civil society, and military personnel in Mali. Velzilia has yet to comment on the allegations. The minister also confirmed the arrest of at least 55 soldiers, including 2 army generals, and said the plot involved fringe elements of the Malian armed security forces seeking to undermine the country's institution. The conspiracy has been foiled with the arrest of those involved. He said France, Mali's former colonial ruler, has not yet commented on the arrest. Mali has faced prolonged security crisis since 2012, driven by Islamist insurgencies. The military government led by General Assimi Goïta took power in 2020 and 2021, promising elections that have yet to occur. In July, the junta extended the transition period by 5 years, allowing Goïta to remain in power until at least 2030. Recent political tensions have also seen the detention of former Prime Minister Moussa Mara and Choguel Maiga over accusations of embezzlement and harming the reputation of the state. General Mohamedine said investigations are ongoing to identify possible accomplices, but assured the public that the situation is completely under control. Mali, along with neighboring Niger and Burkina Faso, has sought support from Russian allies to combat jihadist groups after breaking ties with France, but attacks have continued across the Sahel region. Moving on now, a diplomatic storm is brewing in South Africa after the country's Army Chief General Rudzani Mapfawanya was accused of overstepping his mandate during a visit to Iran. According to Iranian state media, General Mafania pledged military and political support to Tehran, expressed solidarity with oppressed and defenseless people, and criticized Israel over the Gaza conflict. Statement critics say stray far beyond normal military-to-military discussions. President Cyril Ramaphosa has confirmed he will meet the general to discuss what he called an ill-advised trip. The Defense Department has described the remarks as unfortunate, while the Foreign Affairs Ministry says that they do not represent official policy. The Democratic Alliance has gone further, calling for Mamfwaya to be court-martialed, accusing him of reckless grandstanding and meddling in foreign policy. South Africa's close ties with Iran have long strained its relationship with the United States, a friction point that intensified earlier this year when Washington accused Pretoria of reinvigorating relations with Tehran and took issue with its genocide case against Israel at the International Court of Justice. Analysts note that the South Africa's ties with Iran dates back to 1995, when a Joint Cooperation Commission was first established. But the general's latest comments raised deepening tensions at a time when the country is already navigating delicate diplomatic waters. Moving on. Travelers on the British Airways flight from Abuja to London earlier today faced an unexpected disruption when a faulty aircraft door forced the airline to deny boarding to 58 passengers. The incident, confirmed by the Nigerian Civil Aviation Authority (NCAA), occurred during pre-departure checks at the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport. Michael Achimugu, the NCAA's Director of Public Relations and Consumer Protection, said the defect meant safety rules required some seats to be left vacant. Achimugu took to his X handle to say that hotel accommodation has been provided and 28 passengers opted to return home while 30 accepted the offer. Arrangements are being made to airlift them tomorrow morning. While such last-minute adjustments are inconvenient for passengers, Achimegu has stressed that safety remains a top priority in aviation. He also reminded travelers that they are entitled to care and compensation in the event of delays. British Airways has not yet issued an official statement on the technical fault. However, the airline is working with airport authorities to ensure the aircraft is fit to operate before the rescheduled flight departs. Friday incident comes amid a busy travel season with many Nigerians flying to Europe for summer holidays and academic resumption. Aviation experts note that while technical issues can cause major inconvenience, they are part of strict safety protocols designed to prevent accidents in the air. Passengers affected by the disruption are encouraged to file formal claims for compensation in line with international air travel regulations. Moving away from Africa now, Australia and Vanuatu have reached a landmark 10-year agreement worth $500 million, that is US $328 million, aimed at boosting security, economic growth, and climate resilience. Known as the Nakamal Agreement, the deal follows months of negotiations and is set to be formally signed in September. It will fund major infrastructure projects, including 2 large data centers in Portville and Santo, as well as initiatives to help Vanuatu tackle the impact of climate change. Australia's Deputy Prime Minister Richard Marles called the agreement a reflection of shared destiny between the neighbours, while Vanuatu's Prime Minister Jotam Napat described it as a win-win partnership. Though earlier talks included visa-free travel for Vanuatu citizens, officials say this will be addressed in a separate arrangement still under discussion. Details on Vanuatu's commitment to Australia remain unclear. The deal also strengthens Canberra's influence in the Pacific, where China has been expanding its presence. It follows similar security agreements Australia signed in recent months with the Solomon Islands, Tuvalu, and Papua New Guinea. Still on the foreign scene, more than 365 people in Sragen, Central Java, have fallen ill after consuming free school lunches provided under President Prabowo Subianto's flagship meal scheme. In what has become the largest food poisoning outbreak since the program's launch, local authorities say the incident, which affected pupils and some staff across several schools, is under investigation. Samples of the meals, which included turmeric rice, scrambled eggs, fried pepper, cucumber, salad, and a box of meal, are being tested for contamination. All food was prepared in a central kitchen and distributed to the schools. Victims reported symptoms such as stomach cramps, diarrhea, headaches, and fever. One student, 9th grader Wislan Rido Abin Namu, reported that he woke up in the middle of the night with severe stomach pain. He later saw multiple classmates sharing similar complaints on social media. Sragen's local government has suspended the meal service pending the outcome of tests. The program needs to be more stringent and more hygienic since its launch in January. The $28 billion initiative aimed at combating child stunting and feeding more than 80 million students nationwide has recorded over 1,000 suspected poisoning cases. The government has, however, pledged to cover all medical expenses linked to the incidents. The scheme has also faced criticism over its funding. President Prabowo ordered a $19 billion in budget cuts to ministries to pay for the free meals and other welfare projects, leading to reduction in government operations. Civil servants have reported cost-saving measures such as limiting the use of air conditioners, lifts, and printers. The budget cuts have fueled public protests, with demonstrators accusing the government of jeopardizing jobs and other public services. For now, the Sragen outbreak has intensified calls for tighter food safety checks and better hygiene in meal preparation, as officials weigh how to continue the ambitious program without further public health scares. We now go on a quick break, the news continues on the other side. Welcome back. It's good to know you're still watching now the rest of the news. In business, Nigeria's manufacturing sector is rapidly losing its appeal to foreign investors, with new data revealing a staggering 87 percentage points gap between capital inflows to the sector and the national total over the past 27 months. An analysis on National Bureau of Statistics figures from 2023 to the first quarter of 2025 shows that manufacturing drew just $2.85 billion in foreign investment, a meager 13.02% of the $21.87 billion total inflows recorded nationwide. While the broader economy attracted rising foreign capital, the share flowing into manufacturing has plummeted, raising concerns about the country's industrial future. In 2023, manufacturing managed $1.29 billion, of $3.91 billion total inflows, a respectable 33% share, but by 2024 its share had collapsed to 11.57% with $1.43 billion out of $12.32 billion. The slump turned critical in first quarter of this year when only $129.92 million, just 2.3%, flowed into the sector out of a record $5.64 billion total capital importation. The Manufacturers Association of Nigeria (MAN) has repeatedly flagged the sector's difficulties. Its quarter 4 2024 CEO's confidence index showed a further 12.2% dip in manufacturing investment after a 3.5% fall in the previous quarter. Industry watchers fear that continued investor flight could derail Nigeria's industrialization plan, stifling job creation, export diversification, and long-term economic resilience. Both Ajibola and Yusuf agree that the turnaround is possible, but only if the government stabilizes the macroeconomic environment, upgrades infrastructure and logistics, improving electricity reliability and reduces energy costs, reforms credit and trade policy, and strengthens consumer purchasing power. For now, however, the figures point to an industry in retreat, struggling to compete for the capital it needs to drive Nigeria's next phase of growth. In sports now, Liverpool will step onto the Anfield turf tonight, not only to begin their Premier League title defense, but to honour one of their own, the late Diogo Jota, the Portuguese forward beloved by fans for his relentless work rate and clinical finishing. Typically died alongside his brother Andrew Silva in a car crash last month. Tonight's opener against Bournemouth is set to be a deeply emotional affair, with Jota's wife, children and extended family among the thousands in attendance. A night of football and farewell before the 8 p.m. BST kick-off. The stadium will pause to remember Jota and Andre. Liverpool manager Arne Slot, writing in the club's matchday program, said it was vital to show the family that the club support is unwavering. The tribute comes with the unveiling of a Forever 20 commemorative shirt, a striking design featuring Jota's signature heart-shaped celebration lyrics from his fan chants and his shirt's number. All profits will fund the grassroots football program in his name through the LFC Foundation. In a gesture barely seen in football, Liverpool has permanently retired the number 20 shirts across all teams, including LFC Women and the Academy. While emotions will run high, Slot stressed that Liverpool cannot underestimate Bournemouth, who finished 9th last month. Liverpool's summer signings Hugo Ekitike, Jeremy Frimpong, Florian Wirtz and Milko Kekes have impressed in pre-season, and tonight could see them make their competitive mark. And that's all we have for your Nigeria TV News updates. But before we go, a quick recap of the headlines. French spy arrested in Mali over alleged group plot. South Africa defense chief under fire for pro-Iran comments. Faulty DOF forces British Airways to offload 58 Abuja-London passengers away from Africa. Australia-Vanuatu seal $328 million security and economic pact. Mass food poisoning casts shadow over Indonesia's free school meal program. In business, foreign capital snubs Nigerian manufacturing and signals industry crisis. In sports, Liverpool opens EPL defense with emotional tribute to late star Diogo Jota. Do not forget to follow us across all our social media platforms at Idea Television. I am Chinatu Oji. Thank you for watching.